All right, everybody, I'm going to walk you through this one today. I'm about halfway diagnosed, and I figured this probably make a good video, so I'd pick you up, you know, in the middle of this. I'm doing this as a favor for the detail shop next door. It's a 2002 Dodge Ram 3500. It's got tons of polar bear killing parts on it, and she is a no crank, no start. I've got it a little apart in here right now. I'll go ahead and show you what we got. I'll just expose the ignition switch. But as you can see, oh, not without the keys, you're not. Where to put them? There they are. Sorry about the shake cam. Michael Bay, eat your heart out. Alright, as you can see with the clutch pushed in, nothing. Alright, so first thing you want to do is keep it simple. Now, on a 2002, it doesn't have that whole totally integrated power module thing. It's got just a regular old replaceable fuse box, which is cool. This guy right here is your starter relay. As you can see, it's a little cleaned off because I had it a few times. First thing you'd want to do is it the starter? Is the starter getting power? To save yourself from crawling around on the ground, get you one of these guys. Just a little relay jumper. It just replaces the relay action with a switch. So if we hit this, she cranks. So we can immediately rule out everything from here down to the starter and the power supply for the starter. And if you're thinking, well, what if it's anti-theft? Well, these Dodges really didn't have much for anti-theft. But if it were anti-theft, it should not be able to start, hopefully. Usually it turns off your fuel shutoff solenoid or whatever it uses on this 5.9. I don't know. Not real familiar. But if it were anti-theft, this guy should not start. As we can see, she starts. So like I said, by doing that, we save crawling around on the ground and checking the power supply at the starter. We know that our problem is from here to the ignition switch. So let's isolate it further. All right, so here we've got our wiring diagram. Don't get freaked out by wiring diagrams. A lot of people, when they see them, they just like...
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
So here's our ignition switch. We know that it has a red power coming in that supplies power to all of these guys. So the first thing we want to know is, do we have power at our ignition switch? And then the second thing we'd want to know, bypass jumper, top of clutch pedal. Huh. Why would they do that? That right there is telling me that when they install an automatic transmission, they just put a jumper where there would normally be a start bypass for the clutch position switch. So let's go check the clutch position switch. All right, so we should have a bypass jumper. Turn the light on.
Step it out, man.
Okay. We should have a bypass jumper in here. And there she is. There's our yellow and yellow red. But why? Clutch position switch is right there. Where's the connector for the clutch position? What is this guy? Oh God. When I see stuff like this, makes me want to go, nope, you messed with it. Okay, so there's the connector for the clutch position switch. It's supposed to be plugged into here, but somebody's installed a jumper. All right, you're getting ahead of yourself. Here's the ignition switch. I have it exposed. I've diagnosed this part so far. And god dang, this is so hard to do with one hand. All right, so framing, you bastard. Here's our ignition switch. I've got my power probe here hooked up to my back probe. I've got it audible. So first, let's check. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry about the camera work. Do we have power? We do have power. All right, so I don't need to go check all the fuses out there. I know we've got power. Yellow is my start line. So I'm gonna probe that gingerly. I'm just gonna have to put you down and hope this gets captured. You'll at least be able to hear. Okay, ignition switch is good. Well, as far as the start function goes anyway. I hope you caught that. So, and see this right here. This is kind of sus. Kind of thinking that our problem might be right in there. But I don't know. Let's bypass real quick. We know this wire runs from right here down here. This is probably the bundle right here that goes underneath. And we know that this right here goes to the starter relay. So let's see if I can gingerly back probe this. I should hear continuity to ground because it's on a relay. Oh, right. I might want to go ahead and put the relay back in. Now I bet we'll hear continuity to ground on one of these guys. Yep. That should be yellow with red. Yep. Oh my God. This guy. All his polar bear killing parts sticking to me because... Jesus Christ. Alright. So... yellow with red has continuity. Let's put that jumper back on. I don't know why he did this. Maybe he just likes starting it in gear. I don't know. So if I hit this guy, it should crank. There we go. All right. Well, we've isolated the problem from between here and there. And like I said, that electrical tape kind of sus. So I popped off this panel to follow the wiring loom. And dun dun dun! Look at that. How did I know we were going to have something like that in here? For those that don't know, this is an aftermarket remote start system thingamabobber. And these are turds. These are horrible. Don't ever do these to your car, because this is how people install them. With uninsulated or insulated, non-weatherproof butt connectors. And I bet if I tug on that hard enough, it'll come right out. So this is my yellow wire. This is my start wire. And what they just simply do is they either clip on, and this is a great place to get corrosion and cause problems because it's probably where it gets its power from. And this intercepts the start signal wire, which is why they've bypassed the clutch pedal. That way this thing will start without somebody in here, you know, stabbing on the clutch pedal. And it's got this guy, which is, I imagine, some type of key, maybe? I don't know. I don't do aftermarket alarms. They're stupid. They're all straight off the boat from China. They smell like they've got the cancer, and they all break. But this thing does have power. Oh, helps if you plug it into your power probe. This thing does have power. Pardon? Oh. It's showing me, but it's not hitting the voltage at once. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's got power to it. I don't know if it's immobilized because I don't have the fob to it. I just need to figure out what they want to do with this thing. Technically, all this does, here, I'll show you. Like I said, this is my yellow wire that gives the start signal to the relay. It gives the power side to the coil on the relay that's already grounded. This is coming from, this is going to. As you can see, I'll back probe that guy there. I've got power coming into it, but obviously the power going out, I've got continuity because it's going through the relay to ground. Nothing to it, but if I want to, I can just hit power. So that's my issue right there. Just got to figure out what they want done with it. Don't do this to your vehicle, people. They're crap. In the defense of the cheap piece of Chinesium, it's basically a couple clock radios and a walkie-talkie strapped together. It might be working properly, and it's just been armed, and it's basically acting as an immobilizer. So, but I'm bypassing it because I need it out of the bay. I was doing this as a favor, and right now it is holding up the show. So before I heat shrink that, just make sure that it's alive. Crank this bad boy on. Alright. Make sure she's still working. Alright, we can get this old piece of Dodge back together. Alright, shut up. Can't do it. Apparently, they just got a hold of the fella who owns this, and he was like, yo, you gotta use the other key. Well, I can tell you that's not the problem. Is that screw still in there? Nope, that's not. It's probably right here. Seeing that Dodge in these years had zero anti-theft on these trucks. Probably one of the easiest vehicles in the world to steal. Easiest to hot rod anyway. You don't even have to get under the dash. Or hot rod, hot wire. You can just pop this cover off, get to all the wires you need to turn everything on. And it's a Dodge, so just turn the steering wheel hard. It'll, why am I telling you people to hot wire cars? I should probably keep that shit to myself. It's easy though, is all I'm saying. So you can see what I'm doing here. It's too friggin' easy to steal one of these trucks. I mean, you gotta love how this just was big chilling in here. It was literally just sitting just like that. So, pop this guy back in his hole. Man, look at that. I got some gum wrapper or something. What is that? Is that Dodge's idea of retention? Let that guy's pop back on. Get these screws back on. And drop the screws. God, I hate Dodge's interiors. They really are the worst. And in case in point, this guy just came straight off.